Hey, so I keep hearing about how apple cider vinegar is super diverse and you could use it for a ton of stuff. I use it on my salads. Can I use it on my face?
Yeah, actually, apple cider vinegar is really great to use as part of a face mask. Do you want to learn how to make a face mask from it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, this is apple cider vinegar, and it is naturally fermented, and it's raw with the mother. What that means is that it hasn't been pasteurized, so all the enzymes and nutrients are alive. They're not denatured. Having the mother in it means that it's been cultured, and part of the culture is included in the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
So this is very good apple cider vinegar to use. I would not recommend just going to a conventional grocery store and getting any old apple cider vinegar off the shelf. You can tell the difference. They are very clear. You don't see any sediment in them. It's not good quality.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that are natural are actually kind of cloudy because they haven't been filtered. Sometimes you see little floaties, which are part of the mother, which is the culture. And but you can tell the difference. So I would recommend getting your apple cider vinegar from a health food store.
Okay, great.
So that's going to be one ingredient. The other ingredient is going to be bentonite clay. And I got this bentonite clay from a health food store as well. And I will talk all about bentonite clay, but let's get started and tell you how to make the mask.
Okay.
So we have a ceramic bowl here and a plastic spoon. And why I have this is because bentonite clay should not be in contact with metal.
Why is that?
Because bentonite clay, when you mix it in solution, so when you add a liquid to it, it gets a negative charge.
Okay.
And that negative charge is what makes it so wonderful and so detoxifying. But when you have it in contact with metal, it takes away that negative charge, it disrupts it.
Okay.
So it doesn't make it as strong of a detoxifier. But in order to make it, you can just put 1 part of the bentonite clay
Okay.
and 1 part of apple cider vinegar. So the same amount of apple cider vinegar to the same amount of a bentonite clay. Right now we're going to try a half a tablespoon.
This is half a tablespoon.
And let's see how much that makes. I would kind of tilt the bottle to get some of the sediment from the bottom because it's such a good healthy stuff down there. And yeah, and then just add a half a tablespoon, and it actually fizzes. Once you add the apple cider vinegar to the bentonite clay, it actually fizzes. And if you could stir it.
If you could hear that. It's fizzing.
And stir it into a paste. And now start spreading it on your face.
Okay.
And so while Anne's spreading that on her face, basically, I'll tell you a little bit about how bentonite clay works. So bentonite clay, like I said, it has a negative charge when in solution. Right now, it's kind of like a foamy consistency after adding the apple cider vinegar to it.
Pin my hair up.
That's a really good idea. And so because of the negative charge that it has, what it does is that it draws out impurities. A lot of the impurities in our pore and a lot of, microorganisms in general have a positive charge. So the negative charge in the bentonite clay draws out the impurities by attracting the negative charge attracting the positive charge. So that's how that works.
Smells very vinegary.
It does. So what Anne's going to do is she's going to kind of spread a nice thin layer on her entire face. And what she wants to do is she's going to, after doing that, she's going to let it dry. And it's going to take about 20 minutes to dry completely. And what to expect is it is going to tighten. So you're actually going to feel your face constrict. And sometimes you can actually feel your face kind of like pulsating, beating like a heart almost. Because tightening it up your skin and it's sucking things out. And sometimes when you look in the mirror after it's been dried, you can see little black spots where impurities were drawn out, where you have maybe extra oil that was drawn out.
Wow.
So it's kind of interesting. One thing I want to warn you about is that after you do this, your face will be very red. And that's normal. Your face will be red for a few hours. So I recommend doing this type of mask at night before going to bed so that your face can return back to normal during the night. When you wake up, it'll be nice. Another thing too is you should add a lot of moisturizer to your face after you remove the mask because it can be drying.
Okay, and should I avoid getting it too close to my eyes?
Yes, that's a good idea. Avoid getting it too close to your eyes.
It'll start to...
It'll just pull. It'll just because it'll shrink so much and
burn a little.
And another thing too is that it's edible. So a lot of people take bentonite clay internally to draw out impurities from their body. Our body doesn't really digest it. It just kind of, what it does is the clay sucks out the impurities like toxins, whether it be chemical toxins or bad microbes. And
Could
then
be good for food poisoning.
Absolutely. It sucks them up and then you release them through your stool. So it's technically edible, and apple cider vinegar, of course, is too.
Awesome. So let's see what happens in 20 minutes.
Okay, see you in 20 minutes.
See you soon.
Hi, everybody. So it's been 20 minutes later, and as you can see, Anne's mask is pretty white. It's pretty light in color. When she first put it on, it was really dark green. It gets more light, and it's cracking. I mean, if you go close to the screen, maybe they can see how it's a little bit cracked. Yeah.
See?
And it is hard to talk because it does tighten your skin. Did you kind of feel your skin pulsing?
Yeah, my skin was pulsing like a heart.
Yeah, that's exactly how it feels. So the way she's going to take it off is by putting water on a washcloth and gently taking it off. Nice warm water. And I love this mask. It's one of my favorite masks. I really like using it. I feel like my skin is just so much smoother and softer after I use it. Like I said, it's not a daily mask. It's more of, I think at the most weekly, but I usually just do it once a month. It's very detoxifying. It draws out a lot of the impurities. It's a very strong mask. Okay, so Anne has taken all of the clay off her face. It's a little bit red, but that's expected, like I said. Now what she's going to do is she's going to put a moisturizer on her face because the mask draws out a lot of the oil. So we want to add some natural oils in. Anne's going to use coconut oil.
Yeah, my face feels really smooth though right now. It does feel a little dry, but it feels very, very smooth. So it's really nice. I definitely recommend this.
Yeah, so enjoy.
Enjoy. See you next time. Bye.